with another segment of Easy Elegance. Today we're going to talk about, and I'm going to show you, how to do a beautiful buffet. Buffets are one of my favorite ways of entertaining. Even if you're going to have a sit-down dinner, a buffet is a great way to assemble all of the food items so they're not taking up a lot of space on the table, and actually another place to do a tablescape, which is one of my favorite things to do. So you can set a buffet on your dining room table if you're not going to sit at it, on a side server, on a kitchen island, or an extra table, really wherever you do it that fits your entertaining style. And the concept works for no matter what your decor is. So the thing to remember as we go along is that the concept, the steps, remain basically the same, and you would just adapt them and adjust them to what you have in your house, how you like to entertain, what your color scheme and decor tastes are. So basically you personalize it, but you use the same concept. So I'm going to show you how you can take elements that you have around your home, arrange them in a beautiful way so that when your guests come in, they're going to go, wow, this looks fabulous. And you know what? It makes the food taste better too. These are some of the elements that you can use when you're creating a beautiful buffet. A can of paint, yes, a can of paint, baking dishes, bowls, decorative bowls, footed cake stands, urns, some seasonal elements, and a variety of serving plates and utensils. So we're going to talk about all of those elements and how they all come together as we layer this beautiful buffet. The first layer to a beautiful buffet is your bottom table cover. Now my color scheme this Thanksgiving is pink and brown, so I have a soft brown table cover that I'll use underneath, and then I'm going to place my riser elements. So the can of paint, a bowl, and even a baking dish. Now what you want to do is make sure that you know how many platters or bowls, whatever you need out for the amount of food items that you're serving, so that you have enough of these out there. Now not everything has to go on top of a riser. Some of the things will actually set down on the table. So once you have your risers, and these are moved back toward me so that I can work easily here. Now if you were doing your entire table, obviously you would spread this out, or if you were doing a little tiny spot on a countertop or whatever, it's really adjustable to whatever your needs are. So keep that in mind as we move along. Then you're going to take a second table cover, or it could be, I've used a curtain, I've used throws, whatever you have that fits into your color scheme and your decor. You just want to make sure that it's washable, because if any food would get spilled on it, you want to be able to wash it. So we're going to kind of cover these up, and I recommend always ironing your linens, your table covers. Creases and folds don't look so good. These are fresh from the dryer, so I did not iron them, but if I were actually setting this up for guests, I would run the iron over them so they would be a little fresher. Now you notice that I just kind of draped this over. It's okay to have these folds and pieces of fabric. That actually is going to add to our the depth of our tablescape here, or buffet scape I should say. And then we're going to place some of our serving pieces. What you want to do is make sure that the base of your serving piece kind of matches the base of your piece that you have underneath your riser, so it doesn't wobble or tip when someone starts to take food off of it or out of it. Okay, and as I said, my color scheme here is pink. I love pink. I'm filming this in my pink dining room, and pink is one of my favorite colors to use, and I love how pink and brown looks together for the Thanksgiving holidays. So we have this platter, which would be great for meat or sandwiches. Got a few bowls, and again, you would adjust those to whatever it is that you're serving. And I have a lot of footed cake stands. I love to use those. They're just so much fun. And they always look so elegant. Actually, I'm going to add this over here because the platter is lower than this bowl. I like how that looks. All right, and I have one other footed bowl, and I'll set that here. So here we have different heights. They kind of curve around. Now, if you were going to do a one-sided buffet, you would probably have these lined up more so that everybody can reach them from one side. Typically, I set mine up so people can go around, so it works to have things going around in a circle. The next pieces that I would add are my seasonal fun pieces. So there's going to be a centerpiece that's going to go up here. So we'll get that ready. We'll just set that there for now. And then we'll kind of add this through here. Now, one thing I like to do is purchase garlands like these, and then I cut them apart into smaller pieces so that I can tuck them around either on a buffet or a tablescape or even a side table if I'm making a nice little vignette for the season. You get a lot of bang for your buck when you do that. And then I would take the time to arrange the leaves out so that they're facing the right direction. The other thing I like to do with these garlands, especially for entertaining at night, you see how these have a little bit of sparkle to them? I think you can see that. That's really nice for nighttime entertaining because the light from your chandelier or your candles really picks that up nicely, and it's just one more little bit of shimmer. Okay, so we have our leaves placed around. Again, this is for a fall tablescape. Now I'm going to set out one of my favorite elements, these little white pumpkins, the mini white pumpkins. I've used these, I've taken the stems and sliced a little slice in them, and I've used them for place card holders, which is really nice. I've wrapped them in tulle and attached a name place card to it. And let's see, what else have I done? I've used them as little favors, wrapped them up and attached candy to them. Okay, so we have those all placed. And then I found some really cute little baby Indian corn at the grocery store, just a couple of dollars for the little clusters. I'm going to put these together. There's a little more wow factor when you cluster things together. Okay, now these came with the little ribbons on, which I had every intention of replacing with pink and brown ribbon, but I really like how that kind of pops against the brown table cover. So I'm going to just place these around. Some of the places that I've put the white pumpkins, give them a little depth. And there. Now, for your plates and napkins and utensils, there are a few different ways that you can go. You can go elegant, casual. These are some paper plates that I picked up. They're brown background with the pretty florals with pink and gold and some deep red. Perfect for fall, for me, since I don't decorate with orange and typical fall colors. And then there were some beautiful napkins. I went with the napkins that actually a lot of people use for little towelettes in the powder room. I think these just look a little more elegant. So what you would want to do is determine which end of the buffet you want to have people start at. You would put their plates, maybe their napkins, and so they can grab those easily. And then on the other end, when they're finished, you can place the utensils and the condiments. So here we have used gold plasticware, and I've just used some pretty glasses to set them in. Again, easy to pick up with your napkin and so on. But if you want to be a little more elegant, you could go with your china. I like a nice basic china. This has a pretty gold rim. It's one of my favorite sets of dishes. And then your flatware, and obviously you would stack as many plates as you have guests coming. And then my flatware, when I serve a little more elegant style here and use real flatware, I like to use cloth napkins, and I like to tie the flatware inside the napkin with a little bit of ribbon and put them in something like an urn or an ice bucket or something like that. So again, you would have as many as you would have guests attending, and that way there everybody can pick it out. It's all together, easy. They're not going to be, you know, searching for where the spoons are and so on and forgetting something. And then if you are doing a appetizer or a dessert buffet, you might want to use a little small decorative plate. Again, either paper or glass. This is a little collection of dishes I found at a discount store that I just love, and I love to use them for things like that. So, so really, whatever, just tailor it to what your style and tastes are and what you're serving. And then the finishing touch. Oh, let me just tell you one more thing. Usually I set this up the night before or the morning of if it's something I'm having in the evening. And what I like to do is I've already determined what my menu is and where each of the food items will go. I've put the serving pieces out, the utensils, and then I put a sticky note on the edge of the dish with what food item is going to go on that dish. That way there, no matter who's setting out the food, if it's one of my helpers or myself, we don't forget where the food is going to go. So it ends up exactly where I wanted it, and that way anybody can help with that as well. Now the finishing touch would be the centerpiece, and typically I like to keep the centerpiece as the highest element, and you could also even add some candles, some little votive candles. You just want to be careful they're not in a place where someone would get burned or catch their cuff on fire or something. And here we have the finishing touch. This is the pretty pink pumpkin centerpiece that I made with a white pumpkin that I painted pink, a grocery store bouquet, and we have a beautiful, affordable centerpiece that you can use for your beautiful buffet. And the silk leaves I just kind of touch around. And remember, this is sitting on a paint can, so you don't have to have lots of fancy serving pieces and risers and so on. Even a paint can, dust it off. Mine get pretty dusty in the basement. And even a paint can underneath a cloth can look elegant. So there you have it. An easy, elegant, beautiful buffet for your Thanksgiving holiday. I'll see you later on our next edition of Easy Elegance. Bye-bye.